Did you ever look around your home and feel like the clutter appeared out of nowhere? Not a big mess, not chaos, just small things. A book left on the couch, a sweater draped over a chair, a few dishes in the sink that somehow multiplied overnight. If you've ever felt that quiet sense of overwhelm, I want you to know you are not alone. And more importantly, it does not have to be this way. What if I told you there are gentle, time-tested habits, practiced in Japan for generations, that can help you keep a peaceful, clutter-free home without ever needing to spend hours cleaning? These habits are not about perfection. They are about simplicity, consistency, and kindness toward yourself. In today's video, I will walk you through 7 thoughtful habits that can help you maintain a tidy, welcoming home with ease. And the best part? These are habits you can start right away, no matter your age, your space, or your schedule. And if you stay with me until the very end, I will share a final habit that has nothing to do with cleaning, but everything to do with peace of mind. So make yourself a cup of tea, settle in, and let's begin this gentle journey together. Habit 1. Everything has a home. One of the most peaceful feelings in life is knowing exactly where your things are. Not because you spent hours organizing, but because you've created a gentle habit, giving every item a home. It may sound simple, and in truth, it is. But it's also powerful. Imagine this. You come home, and instead of tossing your keys on the nearest table, you place them on a little hook by the door. The same hook every day. Your reading glasses? They always go on that small tray on the nightstand. Your favorite mug? It lives on the second shelf in the cabinet, right next to the tea. When you give every item a home, you're doing more than tidying up. You're building a sense of calm and trust in your space. You're telling yourself, I know where things belong, and I don't have to search anymore. Here's the quiet truth. Most clutter doesn't happen because we have too many things. It happens because our things don't have a place to return to. We set something down with the thought, I'll put it away later. But later becomes never. And slowly, the mess grows, not in big ways, but in small piles, one forgotten object at a time. And those piles? They don't just take up space, they also weigh on your mind. But when every object has a home, you eliminate hundreds of tiny decisions from your day. No more wondering, where did I put my scarf? Or, where are the scissors? You already know, because you've made it a habit to return each thing to where it belongs. Start small. Choose one room, maybe your living room or your kitchen. Walk around and notice the items that tend to wander. Ask yourself, where should this live? Then make a decision, even if it's temporary. Choose a drawer, a box, a hook, or a basket. Give it a home. Not a perfect one, just a consistent one. And here's the beautiful part. Once you begin doing this, you'll start to feel a shift. Your space becomes easier to maintain. You stop losing things. And gradually, without even realizing it, your home starts to breathe. This isn't about strict rules. It's about kindness toward your future self. The you who just wants to sit down with a good book, without having to search for the remote or dig through a pile for her favorite pen. Giving everything a home is an act of love. Love for your space, love for your peace, and most of all, love for yourself. Habit 2. The gentle minute. Now that you've given everything in your home a place to belong, let's talk about a habit that may be even simpler, but just as powerful. It's called the gentle minute. Here's how it works. If something takes less than 1 minute to do, you do it right away. No lists, no reminders. No, I'll get to it later. You just do it. Right then, gently. Without stress. Maybe it's rinsing a coffee mug and placing it in the dish rack. Maybe it's folding a throw blanket back over the arm of the couch. Or picking up a sock from the floor and dropping it into the laundry basket. 1 minute. That's all. At first, it may not seem like it matters. It feels so small. Too small, perhaps. But here's what actually happens. These little tasks, when delayed, tend to multiply. One plate becomes a full sink. One forgotten item turns into a cluttered counter. Before you know it, you're spending your whole afternoon cleaning up what could have taken just a few minutes, if you'd done it when you saw it. The gentle minute is not about being fast or efficient. It's about being kind. It's about lightening your future load, one small act at a time. And here's something beautiful. Once you start doing it, your home begins to respond. There's less mess, less visual noise. You start walking through your home feeling lighter, more at ease and less overwhelmed. Try it for just one day. The next time you notice something out of place, instead of saying, "I'll do it later," pause and ask yourself, will this take me less than 1 minute? If the answer is yes, take a breath and do it now. Not perfectly, not urgently, just gently. Over time, this little habit becomes second nature. You won't even notice you're doing it, but you'll notice the result, the calm, the peace, the quiet pride that comes from tending to your space with steady, thoughtful care. And in those quiet, ordinary moments, picking up a dish, straightening a pillow, you might begin to feel something even deeper, that you're not just cleaning, you're loving, you're honoring your home, and you're honoring yourself. Habit 3, less but better. If the first habit gave you order and the second gave you ease, this next one offers something even more meaningful, freedom. Habit 3 is simple in words, but powerful in life. Keep only what you truly use, need, or love. That's it. Not what you used to love, not what you might use someday, not what was expensive or gifted or too good to throw away. Only what matters today. Now, I want to pause here and say something with care. Letting go of things is not always easy, especially when those things carry memories of family, of times gone by, of parts of ourselves we've outgrown. But here's what I want you to remember. Your memories are not stored in objects. They live in you, in your heart, in your stories, in the quiet way you smile when a scent or song brings someone back to mind. The things in your home, they are here to serve you, not the other way around. When your cabinets are overflowing with cookware you haven't used in years, when your closet is filled with clothes you no longer enjoy wearing, when your shelves are packed so tightly you can't find what you need, what you're really feeling is not disorganization. You're feeling burdened, and you don't need to carry that anymore. Start small, one drawer, one shelf. Ask yourself, do I use this? Do I need this? Do I love this? If the answer is no, release it. Let it find a new home where it will be useful, where it will be appreciated. Let go with gratitude. Say, "Thank you for serving me," and make space for peace. Because that's what this habit is truly about. Not just less stuff, but more room to breathe. When you have fewer things, your home feels more spacious. Cleaning becomes easier. Choosing what to wear is simpler. You stop wrestling with too many options and start appreciating what you truly enjoy. And something else happens too. You begin to feel lighter. You're no longer managing things you don't need. You're no longer surrounded by items that whisper, "You should," or "maybe one day." Instead, everything around you becomes something that fits your life today. Their season. This chapter. Less, but better. Not because you're giving things up, but because you're finally making room. For you. Habit 4. The 5-minute evening sweep. There's a certain kind of comfort that comes from waking up to a tidy home. You walk into the kitchen, the counters are clear. The cushions on the sofa are just right. There are no dishes waiting for you, no scattered reminders of yesterday's tasks. That kind of peace doesn't come from a deep cleaning session or an all-day chore list. It comes from something much smaller and much more manageable. Just 5 minutes. That's all it takes. 5 quiet minutes each evening, before bed, to gently sweep through your home and reset it for the next day. Think of it like tucking your home in for the night. You don't need to scrub floors or organize closets. You simply move through your space with care. Maybe you fluff the pillows, fold a throw blanket, or return a few items to their proper homes. Maybe you wipe the kitchen counter, rinse that last mug, or check the trash bin in the bathroom. It's not about being perfect. It's about setting the tone. It's about giving your future self the gift of a calm morning. Evening is a sacred time. It's when the world quiets down, and so do we. By using just 5 minutes to gently care for your space, you're also giving yourself a sense of closure. A way to say, today is done. I'm ready for rest. Over time, this little sweep becomes something you look forward to. A small ritual, almost meditative, that brings rhythm and peace to your days. And it adds up. Because when you maintain your space a little each day, you no longer need to spend your weekends catching up. You're not overwhelmed by a long list of things that were left undone. Instead, you feel like your home is always just a few steps away from being exactly how you like it. Try it tonight. Set a gentle timer for 5 minutes. Walk through your home slowly. Ask yourself, what little thing can I do right now to bring peace to this space? Then do just that. You might be surprised at how much shifts, not just in your home, but in your heart. Because those 5 minutes, they're not really about cleaning. They're about care, about closing the day with intention, about making space for rest. Habit 5. One space, one purpose. Let me ask you something. Have you ever sat at your dining table trying to enjoy a meal, but it's covered in paperwork? Or tried to fall asleep in bed, while your laptop and notebooks sit at your side? If so, you felt the tension of a space that's lost its purpose. In our busy lives, it's easy for spaces to blur together. The kitchen becomes a home office. The bedroom turns into a storage room. The living room becomes a catch-all for everything that doesn't have a place. But here's the truth. Every space in your home is more peaceful, more useful, and more beautiful when it has a clear purpose. That's what this habit is all about. One space, one purpose. The dining table? Let it be for meals and moments of connection. The bedroom? Let it be your sanctuary for rest. The sofa? A place for reading, conversation, and quiet reflection. When you assign a clear purpose to each space, you're not just organizing, you're protecting your energy. Think about how you feel when you walk into a room that knows what it's for. There's a sense of calm, a feeling of order. And that feeling matters, especially as we get older and seek more simplicity in our daily lives. This doesn't mean you need to remodel or move furniture around. Often, it starts with just awareness. Notice what activities take place where. Are you paying bills at the coffee table every week? Maybe it's time to create a small corner with a tray for mail and a notepad. Do you keep throwing your clothes on that one chair in the bedroom? Maybe it's a sign that space needs a clearer role or less clothing altogether. Create small zones with intention. A reading nook with a lamp and cozy blanket, a writing spot by the window, a tea corner in the kitchen. When each space has a purpose, you'll find it easier to keep things in order, not because you're trying harder, but because your environment starts to support you. You move with more grace through your home. You feel more present in each room, and your routines become smoother, more joyful. This habit isn't about rules. It's about giving your home back its soul. Because when your spaces serve you well, your days begin to flow with more ease and more peace. Habit 6. Prepare with care. There's something beautifully tender about preparing for the day ahead. Not in a rushed, get-it-over-with kind of way, but in a soft, thoughtful way. A way that says, I care about tomorrow's me. Habit 6 is simple. Spend 10 quiet minutes each evening preparing for the next day. That's it. Just 10 minutes of gentle intention. Lay out the clothes you'd like to wear. Pick out your shoes and any accessories so you don't need to make a dozen small decisions in the morning. Take a moment to check your kitchen. Is the coffee pot ready? Is the breakfast plan simple and clear? You don't need to cook or prep. Just take away tomorrow's confusion. If you're going out, check your bag. Are your keys, wallet, and any important papers ready? Then, do a final walk through the home. Turn off lights, straighten a chair, place the remote where it belongs. These aren't chores. They're gentle acts of care. This 10-minute routine works like magic. It eases your mornings. It prevents forgetfulness. And most importantly, it removes the chaos that often greets us first thing. Because mornings, especially as we get older, can feel rushed and tiring. But when you prepare with care the night before, you wake up to clarity instead of clutter. It's a way to say, tomorrow, I've got you. And there's something so soothing about that, knowing that your home will greet you with calm, not chaos, that you've already done the hard thinking, that you can begin your day with intention, not anxiety. Some people think preparing the night before is just about saving time. But for us, it's about something deeper. It's about self-respect, about gentle discipline, about honoring the rhythms of our lives and choosing to walk through each day with more grace. Try it tonight, 10 minutes. A few small acts, one peaceful beginning. Because you deserve to wake up in a world that feels steady, calm, and ready to support you every single day. Habit 7. Gratitude for your objects. This final habit is the most powerful of all, and yet it has nothing to do with organizing, cleaning, or placing things in boxes. It's about how you see the things around you and how you feel about them. Habit 7 is simple. Treat your belongings with gratitude and care. Now, at first, that might sound a little unusual. How can you feel grateful for, say, a dish towel or a pair of old shoes? But stay with me for a moment, because this small shift in perspective can truly change the way you experience your home and yourself. Our homes are filled with objects we've lived alongside for years, even decades. Some have served us faithfully, day in and day out. A favorite teacup, a well-worn sweater, a wooden spoon that's helped make countless meals. But often, we stop seeing these things. They blend into the background, or worse, we begin to resent them, seeing them only as things to clean, store, or maintain. That's when care becomes a chore. That's when organization begins to feel heavy. But what if, instead, you began to see your belongings as companions, as quiet helpers that support your life, your comfort, your routines? When you fold a blanket, think of the warmth it gives you each night. When you wipe a table, consider the meals and laughter that have happened there. When you put away your shoes, remember all the steps they've carried you through. Gratitude transforms everything. Suddenly, you're not just tidying, you're honoring. You're not just cleaning, you're caring. This habit doesn't require money, effort, or even time. It's a way of thinking, a way of moving through your space with deeper awareness and love. And here's the beautiful part. The more you care for your belongings, the more your home begins to feel alive. Not cluttered with things, but filled with meaning. You'll begin to notice what truly matters. What deserves a place in your life? What's been with you through hard seasons and joyful ones? And you'll start to let go of what no longer fits, not out of frustration, but out of respect. Respect for your space, respect for your time, respect for yourself. This kind of mindset doesn't just keep your home in order, it nurtures your spirit. It brings softness to your routines, and it reminds you, gently, that you are worthy of a space that brings you peace. So the next time you put something away, take just a second to whisper a quiet thank you. Not because the object needs to hear it, but because you do. Gratitude anchors us. It softens our hearts, and it turns even the smallest, most ordinary tasks into sacred moments of care. Bonus habit: make your home a reflection of who you are now. This bonus habit may be the most personal of all, because it's not just about what you do in your home, but about what your home says about you. As we move through the seasons of life, we change. Our priorities shift. Our rhythms slow down. The person we were at 30 is not the same woman we are at 60 or 70 or beyond. And that's a beautiful thing. But often, our homes don't reflect those changes. They hold on to past versions of us. The busy years, the career years, the years full of other people's needs. And sometimes, we forget to ask, does my home reflect the woman I am now? Not the one I used to be, not the one others expected me to be, but me, here today. That is the heart of this bonus habit. Let your home evolve with you. Let it reflect who you are now. Maybe you no longer need that big dining set for 8. Maybe you've stopped wearing high heels and your closet needs to shift. Maybe there's a hobby you love, painting, reading, knitting, and it's time your space made room for that joy. Your home should feel like it fits you, not just physically, but emotionally. Walk through your rooms with fresh eyes. Ask yourself, does this feel like me? Does this item support the life I want to live now? Is this space helping me feel grounded and inspired? This is not about redecorating. It's about reconnecting. Reconnecting with what brings you peace. Reconnecting with what nourishes your soul. Reconnecting with the woman you've become. Wise, experienced, resilient, and still growing. Maybe that means bringing in softer lighting. Maybe it's adding more family photos or fewer. Maybe it's displaying only your most cherished books or creating a little corner just for your morning quiet time. Whatever it is, let it be yours. When your home reflects the real you, something remarkable happens. You feel more at home, not just in your house, but in your life. And that kind of harmony is worth everything. Because at this stage of life, you've earned the right to live in a space that honors who you truly are, not just where you've been, but where you're going. So give yourself permission to let go of what no longer serves you, and gently, lovingly, surround yourself with what does. This is not just a habit, it's a celebration. A way of saying, I'm here, I'm still becoming, and this home is my sanctuary. A home that holds you gently. So now, dear friend, you've walked with me through 7 gentle habits and 1 powerful bonus to bring peace, simplicity, and care into your home. But more than that, I hope you've begun to see your home in a new light, not as something that demands your energy, but as something that gives you energy, not as a place full of chores, but as a space full of quiet joy and deep comfort. Not just a house, but a reflection of your heart. Because the truth is, at this season of life, we don't need more hustle. We need grace. We need softness. We need rhythms that feel kind and true. And every one of these habits is really just a doorway, an invitation to something greater. A home that supports your well-being. A space where you can exhale. A daily life that feels steady, calm, and beautifully your own. Remember, you don't have to do it all at once. Choose one habit. Start small. Let it become part of your day, then another and another. Little by little, these small acts will add up, not just to a tidier home, but to a more peaceful life. And as always, be gentle with yourself. This is not about being perfect. It's about being present. If today's video brought you clarity, comfort, or even just a moment of peace, I'd be honored if you subscribe to this channel. I make these videos with women like you in mind, with deep respect for your journey and all the wisdom you carry. And before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Which habit spoke to you the most today? Leave a comment and share your story, because this community is built on connection, and I'd be so grateful to hear yours. Until next time, may your home be light, your heart be full, and your days be touched with gentleness. Take good care.